pretty boring, yeah, pretty normal. I was just, I was at university studying music in Liverpool, and I did 2 videos of me in the underpass. I don't know if you see them, but I was about 19 at the time. Recorded some videos of me just busking in the underpass. Put those up online on Facebook, and then that kind of got shared around quite a lot. And then I put some demos up on SoundCloud, and then I also started gigging. That was the first time I started gigging in my career, in my life, my solo kind of stuff. And because I kind of doing those 3 things at once, eventually, I'm from Nottingham, a radio DJ called Dean Jackson in Nottingham heard the song, one of my demos, and played it on BBC Radio Nottingham. And that was kind of my link in, because I was like my first radio play. Then obviously when you get on radio, it opens up a wider audience. And he was wicked actually, Dean Jackson, because he championed me for the best artists in the East Midlands.
Okay.
So then Radio 1 Extra, which is like our national radio, BBC Radio 1, picked up on that and then started playing my records, and that was kind of my in. And then from there, people were like, oh, who's his management, who's his lawyer, who's his label, who's his this, and I was like, oh, it's just me, I didn't have anyone, and then people started, wanting to work with me, and that's kind of my in. Not really. I think, if I'm honest, I think it just gave me confidence. I think when you go to, I come from a really small town outside of Nottingham, and there wasn't many of my peers that played music, or if they did, it was all through school, and we never really did anything, there weren't many bands or gigs going on. So, and I was pretty shy growing up, and yeah, when I went to Liverpool, it was my guitarist Ed, he was at the university and we worked together. But it was just the first time that I was kind of in a community of musicians my age, all wanting to do the same kind of thing. And I think being in that community and being, part of something, or being around others that inspire you, or others that want to do what you're doing, really just helped me build confidence, and just helped me kind of believe that it was possible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because before that, in your head, you're just if you're oh, I want to be a singer or a footballer or a pop star, it's unless you're around other people that have the same kind of vision and dreams, you feel a bit stupid. Well, I did anyway. What you can do in your day, I'm going to be a singer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was talking about it with friends recently, so.
Yeah, I felt a bit embarrassed to say it. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah. So when I went to uni, that was the main thing. I mean, you can never really teach someone. I don't think. I guess you can, but it was for me. You take things as you want. It's not. You can't. If it was everyone could write a song and there's a formula, then I'm sure everyone would do it. So everyone has their own technique and everyone's different. And we got taught a certain way of how to write certain music, or composition and stuff like that, or production. But you don't have to use it. It's just nice to know it. And then in my music, I never use it. But it's I don't think that was the aim of the university.
Yeah.
I think their aim was let's put people together and
make connections.
Exactly.
And
they'll do
lifts each other.
Yeah, exactly. Because even now, now that I'm doing music full time, loads of people from uni are the same. Going to the studio where I record, and oh fucking hell, it's Tim that had the class across the hall for me. So it's important, I think, to have a community when you do music, because it's very difficult to just do stuff by yourself. No, I never had that luxury. I'd never been in the studio until I was 20, 21. And that was when I kind of was working with management and had people helping me financially with the project to afford to book studio time for me. Or once someone's in the business, they can help you get studio time. But before that, I think nowadays, you just buy a cheap mic, or again, at the university, actually, they had studios at the university, which you could book to use. And also then, if there was someone on a production course, or a sound engineer at the university, because that's what he does, he's going to have some basic recording software in his setup in his dorm. Do you know what I mean? I would have my guitar and my gig stuff. So you'd make friends with them, and then be oh mate, I want to record a song. And he obviously needs an artist to record, to practice. So that's kind of how I first started doing my recording and stuff. So yeah, it was good, but you don't really. I didn't go into a studio too much later in my life, just because it is so expensive. But they're wicked as well. Oh, I feel really embarrassed saying what it's about. But I mean, it's about a girl, obviously, that like left, and then that was just a song about her leaving. But
how old were you when you wrote it?
that song, I think I was like 18. But that was like, I wrote like 3 songs around that time, like in like 2 weeks. It was What's the Score, Long and Feel Over, which is that one, and State of Mind, and I wrote those all around the same time. And I had written stuff before, but not ever finished it.
Okay, yeah.
So like I was like the typical dude that would like always jam ideas and be like, in my head think, yeah, I've got loads of songs. But when it comes to a gig, like
you can't
I can't play like from start to finish. I just like have a progression and like rough melodies with no lyrics or concept. I just like jam. So that was the first time that I had to kind of like, when I wanted to start gigging as Ady, and not do covers, I was like, I need to start finishing some of these ideas. So that was the time when I finished them. So yeah, that's what it's about. How it came about. Oh yeah, it's on the album. It's like 80% done, so it's getting close. It's weird, yeah. I don't know how to describe it because obviously I've had a lot of the stuff for a long time. So it's like stuff that I've written from when I was 18. I'm 23 now, so that period. So it's like, you know, long. It's like the greatest hits of that period of my life. But yeah, it's nearly come together. I think it's. I wouldn't say it's been a struggle. I would say that again because I did everything independently by myself, and like I didn't know. I'd never been in the studio and never been in this. Like I had to do a lot of learning in making the album because it was like my first time in these kind of places, or first time thinking what sounds I kind of want and blah blah, getting what's in my head down on record. And it's always I think it's always difficult, like to get exactly what you want. But obviously you're going to try your hardest to get it, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I've got like 80% of it done, but I'm like.
Or is it done, but you're not sure of it? Like you want to be a perfectionist and.
No, it's a bit of both. Like they are done. Like I could play songs to you now and be like, yo, let's listen to the album. But there's still going to be tweaks, like because I just know that it can be like that little bit better, and like every day I'm getting closer and closer to hearing how it is in my head, and I don't want to say it's done until I can sit back and be like, yes, like we've got it. Yeah, I mean more so. Yeah, I mean if I'm honest, like with live songs, you can do like loads more in the studio that's going to sound good because obviously like if you sing in a low register, you can have a microphone right there and it's going to pick it up, so it's going to sound fucking great. Whereas on stage, if you have a song that's in a really low register, like it's probably not going to engage with the audience that well. Because even they have a mic, it's like there's just no kind of power or life behind it. So I actually just do my gig on what works with the setup I've got, because not everything works with like acoustically. You know, some songs sound amazing acoustically, and some songs like they need like the bass line to drive it, or they're going to need the drums to kind of push it, or they just, you know, they need loads of harmonies. And until I can afford like a gospel choir to have behind me on stage, and I'm kind of limited in some ways to what I do because I gig a lot acoustically and with a band. But yeah, there's definitely like songs that when I first started I knew were good songs because of the crowd reaction, and then like you immediately know which ones aren't that good because everyone's like having a chat or finished their beer, or they're, you know, leaving the room to go to the toilet or whatever. So yeah, from that you judge which one are the good ones. But if I'm perfectly honest, like I feel like you feel like yourself anyway. Like I feel confident when I've written a good song because I'm like, I know that I've got everything that was in there right, and so you're just like yeah. It's the ones where like sometimes a song like you're like, oh, like probably the album, so oh yeah, it's alright, that's not bad, but it's not quite right. And so I think like you know when you've got a good song. I think.
You know at least.
Yeah, I know what I want exactly.
Yeah.
It's up to other people if they like it, but they, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. He. I mean, not so much in the studio kind of stuff, but live, defo. Like. And also, like when we first started, you know, we've been flatmates for like 6 years since uni. So he's got a couple of, you know, we always write ideas together. So there's some ideas in there that we've done together, but in the studio, it's mainly like a producer, so SMV. My bassist that was there tonight. He did some production. I did some stuff with him. A guy called Johnny Coffer, who's another producer. And who else?
You've been in the studio with Great, right?
Great, yeah.
Is it for the album or?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you know that?
I was stalking on Twitter.
Do you know Great?
Yeah, he's working with Now all the time, yeah.
Yeah, see, like...
It's good.
Yeah, he's wicked. So, like, Great is cool because, like, with my music, there's definitely like, the old school side of it, which I fucking love. But then it's also, like, I need those, like, new... I also listen to stuff like, you know, James Blake or Frank Ocean or... just stuff that's got kind of new nuances about it. So it's difficult to get everything that I kind of listen to encompassed by one producer. So I've gone to Grace for now that I've got like the live stuff down, and I'm like, yo, I need some fucking cool synth sounds, or I need this sound. And he's really good. You'll hear on the Nail stuff.
Yeah.
Like the sounds are fucking that sounds great.
Yes.
Because when I listened to Nail, actually, it was on radio. We were on tour, just finished the headline tour. And I heard Nail's song Bad Blood on the radio. I was like, this is fucking sick. Like, who did, you know, where did these synths? What synths is she using? So I tracked down who produced it, and Grace produced it, and we got in a session. But it was really funny, right? There's a funny story to go around it, and I'm talking a lot, but it was a really funny story. Was my girlfriend is really good friends with his girlfriend. And they said to us ages ago, like 2 years ago, way before like Neo was popping, oh, you should work, you know, you should work together, you should work with thinking like, we were both thinking, oh, you know, people always say that. Like, oh, my boyfriend is a producer, or like, oh, my boyfriend is a singer, and you're like, yeah, fuck it, no, you know what I mean? I'm sure
yeah.
We thought like, yeah, but, you know, we never did it. Then 2 years later, I saw his missus, when I went to the studio, I was like, what? I didn't even put two and two together, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, oh, like, and I was like, oh my god, like...
He's the one.
He's the one, and like, he was like, oh shit, that's you, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was mad, but he's wicked, and he's got a couple of tracks now, which I'm excited about, and so yeah, that, you know, it's all coming together now. 8% of it's done, it's like the 20% just to make it sound tip-top. I think the earliest will come out will be October.
Okay.
That'll be the earliest it comes out, but at the same time, like, you know, I don't want to drop the songs and the music until like people really, I guess like people want to hear what music I'm doing. So I feel like I've got to do a lot of little, put out some more singles, some more music, like build it, do a bit of tour and stuff, so that people actually like want to hear my music, you know? Because otherwise, I know the album's going to be good, so I want people to be excited about hearing it.
Create some interest.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it's going to, it's like your life's work essentially until this point. So you don't just want to put it out at that time. You know, I'm not in any rush to put stuff out until people are like, fucking give it to me. Like, so here it is. I mean, that's real simple. Like, I mean, he's fucking wicked for a start. Like, he did the stuff with Protégé, a big fan of Protégé, and Chronix as well. And I went over to Jamaica, and I was just trying to ask, like, who's the best producer, who produced this stuff, who produced this guy's albums, and everyone was kind of talking about Winter James and blah blah blah. I kind of got some people, you know, my team and stuff, to reach out to his team, see if we could do something. And he said yeah, and then I sent him the track, and he just completed his thing with it. Like, so I've got to give all credit to Winter James for the sound of that record, because I literally sent him the version I'd done and said, like, do what, you know, remix, do whatever you want to do. Like, I've come to you for your sound, so give me what you want to do. He smashed it. I love it. So. At the moment, it's the other way around. Like, because I have no idea why I make music that's like, it has like, in my head, like a worldly vibe to it. It doesn't feel like strictly UK. Like, it feels like, you know, like What's the Score? That's got like almost like the Latin kind of guitar flavour in it, and like the bit of percussion and stuff. So I'm like, I can't really shoot this in Nottingham so much. Like, let's go to Barcelona, do you know what I mean, and shoot. And obviously I want to go travelling as well.
Yeah.
But like, I think like the song at the moment like dictates like the visuals. So when I see visuals, like I'm seeing like, you know, the beaches or like, you know, the architecture of like Spain. Like originally I wanted to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford it, unfortunately.
It would have been nice as well.
Yeah, Brazil would have been sick. Yeah, totally, like, I mean, I basically just wanted to put, because like, for me, I feel like I'm bringing like a new sound in my head. That's how I feel. I feel like, and I'm sure every artist is going to say the same thing, they like to think that they're unique. I truly believe that my sound is going to be unique and stuff. Therefore, I just want to build stuff around that, you know, my sound and like me as an artist. And like, I fucking love music. And you never know how long I'm going to be able to sing for, or how long I'm going to be able to write for, or whatever. So like, I'm always want to be able to do music for the rest of my life, whether it's in a label or management or whatever. Like, obviously I want to sing mainly, but you know, there's so many other things you can do in music. So for me, like, I would love to sign artists and put out records that I love. I just think at the moment, like, it's probably a bit ambitious because
you're just starting out.
I'm starting out, so I really want to focus on my stuff. So all I'm going to do is just put my music out through my label, and then hopefully, as I grow, the label will grow. And but if I ever hear anything that's, you know, wicked, I'll put it out. Definitely play it out. Just I'm not going to put anything out like that, like, so I'm just waiting to hear something that I love that isn't already
over there.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it is, yeah? I had this horrible experience when I was younger. Because my dad was DJ, and I think he was doing like football, like my kids' football presentation, and he like got asked to DJ, yeah. And he was like, he went to Leuven, and he's like, Ad, I'm going to Leuven, you take over. And he showed me like, I think he was using like CDJs or whatever at the time. And he's like, yeah, you take over, you know, play what you want. And at the time I was like heavily into like jazz, like Servo and like Chet Baker and stuff like that. And he'd been playing like, you know, R. Kelly and like party music, because that's what people with dysfunction wanted to hear. And I like completely didn't get that as a kid. So I like went on and started playing like, stop the music and like started playing on this like old jazz and stuff. Like didn't go down well, and this like, you know, old drunk dude, like father came up to me and was like, it's not a fucking funeral, mate. He's like, play some fucking party music. And like, as a kid, like that just like, I just like completely crumbled, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, I was like, oh fuck, like. So then I've always been worried to go on the decks because my dad's wicked at like picking tunes that he thinks people are going to want to hear, whereas I'll only be a DJ if I'm playing the shit that I want to play.
But it's cool though, I like the pick and mix thing.
Yeah, thanks. It's good music, right? It's good shit.
Yeah, I discovered something that I didn't know, so that's cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, we're just having a silent video, man. No, what's the photo shoot? It's just going to be a silent interview.